Hey again guys, it's Immune to Gravity. Sorry last video kind of cut off abruptly. That wasn't the end of the chapter. It's just that something went wrong in editing, and well, anyone who has a YouTube account that involves editing knows how it is sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to be reading maybe 1 or 2 chapters and continuing where I left off in the prologue. Okay, let's get started.
Of course I have a dad. Everyone comes from somewhere.
She keeps talking, but those words echo in my head.
Everyone comes from somewhere.
Everyone except me. Chapter 1. You ate my spaghetti. I don't respond. It's the best way to handle a guy when he's grabbing about nothing. You ate my spaghetti. I keep walking, trying to stay alert in the dark corridor. So, did you think that I wouldn't notice that you ate it? Or was it a malicious attack on the dude who's trying to help you out in this little mission? I see an open door up ahead of us. Let's try that room next. Right, because whatever's in there will enlighten us much more than all the piles of nothing we found in all the rooms. Say, I have a prediction. This room will be filled with even more gross garbage than the last one. Let's run there. I can't wait to dig through it all. I grit my teeth. His upbeat sarcasm is starting to get to me. And by the way, that was not awesome of you to eat my spaghetti while I wasn't looking, or however you did it. Jake! Cram it about the spaghetti! I yell at him, turning around. You ate it yourself an hour ago! You scarfed it in less than a minute, and it was pretty sick to watch! He pauses, trying to remember. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I still have some sauce on my face. The smell must be making me hungry again. He scratches behind his ear, looking remorseful. I'm sorry, bro. I shouldn't have blamed you. Just getting a little antsy down here, I guess. I sigh and pat his head. I know, dude. We can head back up soon. I just want to check out this one more room. I have a feeling about it. And I do. He's right to be skeptical. Our efforts today have been pretty fruitless. A lot of dank rooms filled with dust and debris. Wreckage of a place that remains a mystery to me. But I have to try this room. I can't leave here empty-handed today. Not again. Jake smiles at me knowingly and ventures ahead, probably trying to compensate for complaining so much. He knows the toll this church has taken on me, so he tries to seem enthusiastic as he enters the room. Turns out he didn't need to try. As soon as I walk in, I see something different about this room. There are no windows. Granted, the windows were mostly cracked and broken, and there wasn't much of a view considering we're underground, and all we could see through them was dirt and rock that had buried this building so long ago. But the windows were there. Letting me know that once, there must have been something better to see. This room had no windows at all, and though it's still a wreck, it's somehow a more well-preserved wreck than the rooms we've explored before. Instead of destroyed remains of desks and chairs and books so old that the pages have turned into ash and dust, there were counters that actually still stand, sinks that still have faucets and knobs, and what look to be drawers under the counters. Jake and I exchange an almost giddy glance before pulling out the drawers. Most have garbage, some even fall apart from being opened too vigorously after all these years. But I come across one with something inside. I almost skip to the next drawer, but the sheen of plastic glimmers under my flashlight and I pause. Homie, check this! I say as I gingerly remove the plastic sleeve from the drawer. Jake's beside me in an instant. Besides the plastic sleeve were several rectangular strips. They appear black at first, but Jake shines his light at them for a better look, and we see each strip has a different color swirled inside. I move my face closer, as I see the colors won't swirl at all. They form tiny pictures, but I can't tell what they are. I'm squinting furiously, my eyes only an inch away from the sleeve as Jake taps my arm. Finn? Yeah, man? Look! I look to Jake, but he's directing me to look at the wall in front of us. His flashlight is shining through the tiny pictures and making a larger picture on the wall. I quickly point my own light at the sleeve, focusing in on just one corner of one of the strips. The light appears on the wall in the blurry form of two smiling faces. Human faces! Just like mine! Back at the fire, Jake has rekindled the fire. Oh, no, wait, bleh. Back at our camp, Jake has rekindled the fire and is warming up more spaghetti. Never takes much to cheer that guy up after coming back to the surface. Not that he's scared underground. He just prefers fresh air, the sky, and the vast array of living things that just don't exist down there. I can't blame him for getting cranky. This search doesn't mean much to him what it does to me. Even when it comes down to it, he's here for me, even if he does complain. I take the plastic sleeve of tiny transparent photographs out of my backpack and hold them up against the fire, studying them yet again. Humans, smiling, laughing, posing. They look to be close to my age, 17, give or take a year. So what do you think they mean? Jake asks, his mouth full. I don't know, bro, I reply thoughtfully. But it's some kind of link to where I came from. This is the first real clue I've found since we've got here. Jake nods and finishes his dinner in silence. When he's done, he stretches out across the top of his sleeping bag, relaxing but not ready to turn in for the night. Do you think there's a way to find out how old they are? He asks me with a furrowed brow. He knows there's a way, but he doesn't want to be the one who suggests it. I sigh again, but it comes out as more as a groan. Yeah, but I don't want to think about that right now. I just want to bask in this moment of success for a little while longer. Maybe tomorrow we'll think about that. Jake nods and turns over in his sleeping bag. He uses his stretching powers to reach over to his viola a few feet away. He plays a quiet tune that acts like a soundtrack to my thoughts. I lay back on my bag as well, propping up my head on my backpack, watching the fireflies glow against the sky, and my mind wanders to a place I was trying to avoid. The princess. She, of course, will be the key to figuring out the origins of the pictures we found. Granted, there may be other folks in the land of Ooo with the resources to help me, but none poses the combination of genius and intuition that belong to only her. Yeah, she's one of a kind, not to mention the way her face lights up behind her giant safety glasses when she cracks some scientific mystery that's been puzzling her, or the way her magenta hair stands against the stark white of her lab coat, her hair that feels so soft it's almost gooey against my calloused hand when I brush it away from her smooth cheek. Super balls! And back to this! I shake my head violently, trying to expel the thoughts of her. Jake notices my frustrated expression and stops playing. What's invading your brain, Finn? You look like something's messing you up. I don't reply, so he stresses one of his arms over to where my head is propped up and rubs the spot between my eyes where it's wrinkled. I close my eyes eventually. I relax and my forehead smooths out. He pats my head through my hat and lets his arm shrink down back to its normal length. Yeah, Jake says. I know what you're thinking about. I'm sorry I brought it up. You know. I turn and give him a half smile. No worries, Jake. I'm happy today. We found such an important piece of the puzzle. I just hate to have to ask her for help to figure out where it fits. Or where I fit in with it. Or if it could even have something to do with me and my ancestors. I pause, not wanting to admit the rest. And I hate that I'm happy to have an excuse to go and see her. Finn, you don't need an excuse, Jake reminds me. You two are friends, or you're supposed to be friends anyway. There's the possibility of being friends. She wants to be friends. He grins, looking goofy. Lady Rainicorn told me she misses you. I sit up abruptly. Misses me? Really? I almost yell. Then I slowly shake my head and lay back down, staring at the night sky. No, Jake, don't do that. Even if she does miss me, it doesn't matter. Rules are rules, and the king made it clear that I'm only allowed to see her on official situations. Anything more and we'd both be in a heap of trouble. She's married now, and that's that. I nod resolutely to myself as I close my eyes and settle into my sleeping bag, deciding not to bother with the tent. The night is warm. I'll be fine without shelter. That's that.